Hello, and a very warm welcome to all of our viewers. A very warm welcome to our guest today. We are coming to you from ETEducation and Coursera, and we're going deeper once again into our virtual leadership dialogue series. In a nutshell, we're here to empower both learners as well as educators with all the latest tools, the knowledge, the technology necessary to advance teaching and learning practices. We've been hosting a series of these conversations, and today we're very happy to welcome Dr. Prabina Rajib. She's the director, Birla Institute of Management Technology, and Prashasti Rastogi, director, Coursera for Campus. Ladies, welcome. Such a pleasure to chat with you today. So looking forward to this conversation.
Thank you. Thank you, Devina.
Wonderful. So, again, ladies, yes, we are here to talk about the future of the education sector in India. There are so many aspects to this. But to get started, if you could help us with understanding a little bit of context, Doctor, maybe we can start with you. What would you say are some of the biggest challenges that you are observing in your very vast career in the education sector over the last few years? And how do you think these changes have impacted both the students as well as institutions?
So first of all, Devina, I would like to say that we as a Indian value education.
Yes.
So being educated, going for higher studies has been very, very deeply ingrained among us. So hence every youngster aspiring to go for higher education. And I will share from my experience as an academic leader in the management institute. So management is a domain is very practice oriented. And so as an academic leader, the challenge always it has remained that how do we bring a lot of practical component to the classroom? And this challenge is even becoming much more bigger, much more important with the advent of technology. In fact, I'm sure you'll agree, banks are no more brick and mortar banks. Retail companies are no more brick and mortar retail companies. All thing is now digital. Banks are more of technology companies. Retail companies are more of technology companies. Except some few core manufacturing companies, every company is becoming a tech oriented. Now, as a leader of a management school, that remains a persistent challenge for us that how do we upskill our teachers first? So unless we upskill our teachers first, then we will not be able to impart quality education to our students, will not be able to make industry ready. Our students will not be made industry ready. And of course, management education is by and large little expensive education. making students industry ready, providing the right skill set, is the order of the day. And organization like Coursera has done a human service in terms
Yes.
of bringing lot of content to the students. And why students and faculty? In
Wonderful. Absolutely. There's a lot of collaborations happening here across the board. Doctor, if you could also give us a little bit of insight on the NEP. Now, there's been a fair amount of thought that's put in here, such as multidisciplinary education, flexible learning paths. There's a great vision here, actually, for the future of the Indian education space. Can you tell us how some of these aspects will also reshape and reform the future of the education space? Any specific exciting opportunities that you see that will be presented as a result of this? Yes, absolutely wonderful. Prashasti, your thoughts here as well. How do you see the reformation, the reshaping, as we are discussing, of higher education system in India, also as a result of the policies put forward by NEP or the proposed policies?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Dr. Prabina kind of laid out a very strong ground on how NEP is being enacted across institutions. NEP is also coming from a point of view of what is the requirement of the modern workforce. What does the industry ask for? So, the education policy talks about having recognition of all kinds of learning, experiential as well as classroom learning. It also talks about ability enhancement credits. It talks about skill enhancement credits. Basically, the policy encourages giving state students the necessary freedom and training in multidisciplinary subjects to ensure that when they go out as modern workforce, they are relevant to the industry and their economic participation is guaranteed, right? So it's a pathway towards a more career aligned education, because they earlier, we used to feel that people start thinking about their careers only when they're at the fag end of their degree, but we know that degrees are not royalty for life, which is why this skilling is now an integral part of how we learn today. I'll give you some interesting facts because I mentioned industry aligned learning through microcredentials earlier. So, the other trend that is coming in is generative AI in the industry. We know that the industry is pegged to automate systems, implementing generative AI agents. And we did a survey and we realized 71% of business leaders are saying today that they will hire a candidate with lesser experience but supreme AI skills, right? That's their preference criteria. And similarly, we spoke to higher education leaders, and they said
Wonderful. Thanks for that. And surely there's a very high level here of engagement that we're going to see when it comes to all kinds of programs the students will be part of. Like you've rightly mentioned, scalability. But just fundamentally, the way the students will interact with the education, with the curriculum, will shift thanks to Gen AI and all the other tech that we're seeing. If